Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. Carter Nolan is behind the camera.
Once again.
And yeah, we're covering the other two series that ended last night, this morning. Busy schedule today. Busy, but yes. The Carolina Hurricanes have knocked out the Boston Bruins in 7 games. Now, honestly, this was always going to be an interesting matchup. It was a mix between the Metro Division and the Atlantic Division. The crossover, even though one was considered a wild card, it actually posed a lot of interesting opportunities, so to speak. So, in the sense especially that could Boston have a path to the Cup final through the Metro, which arguably could be considered a bit of an easier path? The answer is no. And the Carolina Hurricanes, who have had problems with the Boston Bruins in the playoffs in the past, finally do get past the Bruins. Granted, it did take a little longer than they might have thought. So what was the biggest story for teams in this situation? Home games. This series, it was decided pretty much everyone at home won their home games. And that'll be an interesting narrative. I think that possibly could be trouble for the Carolina Hurricanes going into round 2 and 3 if they have to only rely on winning a home game. But again, that of course isn't the only thing. The first 2 games that the Hurricanes win, they beat them 5-1 and they beat them 5-2. They outscore them 10-3. Linus Ullmark, who was originally in net for games 1 and 2, does not return to this series after that. They go over to Jeremy Swayman, and he'll be in the series for pretty much the remainder of the time being. And goaltending was also an interesting point of contention for the Carolina Hurricanes. Going in, Frederik Andersen was out, so they had to go to Antti Raanta. Antti Raanta gets injured, I believe, in Game 2. So that causes Kochetkov to go in, and he gets a win as well. It was... A lot of people stepped up in this series for the Hurricanes. Honestly, from their rookies to their established veterans, it was a good series for them throughout the lineup. Granted, they don't win any games in Boston. This series does get pushed 7, but they always had the lead to an extent. They always kept it somewhat uncompetitive when they were up. For example, honestly, the only game that was really competitive was actually Game 7, which is the final score 3-2, which is only really that because of a late push by the Bruins. A lot of games are either blowouts or scoring in heavy bunches. So the Bruins would win games 3 and 4, 4-2, and 5-2. Game 5 goes back to Carolina, where once again they cannot, the Bruins could not seem to score in that building, and the Hurricanes win 5-1. Bruins win 5-2 in Game 6, and Hurricanes win Game 7 3-2. Now, this is kind of an interesting situation for the Boston Bruins. I think that in a situation similar to Washington Capitals and possibly the Pittsburgh Penguins, if they indeed do get knocked out tonight against the New York Rangers, this could be the beginning of the end of that type of era of playoff hockey. Patrice Bergeron, it has to be said, is an amazing captain. He gave a hug to every single one of his players as they went to leave the ice, and it is thought that it could be his last time in Boston. His contract is up, so they either have to resign him or admit that it's time to let him go, or that they can't re-sign him. So, again, I'm not going to say that there's no chance for Boston, but things are not on the upswing. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and be checking out pretty much all over today, because we have so many videos coming out today. And we're streaming Game 7 between Calgary and Dallas. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you there.
Connor, the old Svechnikov for Connor, and front score! Pierre-Luc